Yeah, hi, this is Greg. I wanted to record a video of my ride here at CFmoto Cforce in Washington State. This was on May 17th, on Friday, 2024. This was the first time I'd been out on the quad. This is a CForce 1000 Overland, and also the first time I'd been in the dirt, and the first time I'd been to CFmoto Cforce. So this was kind of a shakedown run to see if I could, physically handle the machine. It's a big machine weighing almost 1,000 pounds, and just to see how I would do physically, being that I'm older, 62 now, and definitely out of shape. Here you can see a guy. This guy was really cool. He met him in the parking lot and talked to him a bit. He was just stopping to check and see if I was doing all right. And you can see here I'm messing with my GoPro. Never really, a lot of things I need to improve on. I couldn't figure out how to get to know if the GoPro was recording or not. It only recorded 26 minutes of footage, and I think because I ran out of space on the SD card. So those are things I need to improve on. I also could not figure out how to get the navigation working, but you'll see as I go here. Started out a little rough, and then I kind of got into the swing of things, and unfortunately the day ended on a bad note with me tipping over coming down a hill, and I'll go into that a little more detail later on in the video. So I'll try to add some narration as I go here and there just to make the video a little more enjoyable. I know they can be pretty boring when you just have 30 minutes of just going down a trail and there's nothing but the sound of the engine. So I'll try to add some audio as I go. All right, thanks. Here I thought I would try using low. Wasn't sure if I should be in high or low at this point because it wasn't going very fast. So I tried putting in low, and that was way too slow for the trail. So you'll see here, I'll stop here shortly and put it back in high. Low was too low, Bubba. Woohoo! You'll see the trails here are really nice. The Washington ATV Association has been going through and cleaning up the trails and trimming the trails and getting ready for their annual event, the Spring Fling, which is going to be on June 1st and June 2nd, which I'm going to attend. But yeah, trails were groomed really nice. It was fairly dry. We'd had a stretch of nice weather, so the trails were pretty dry. And you may hear me huffing and puffing in here, in some of here. Keep in mind, I'm out of shape. My last 8 years working, I was sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day, which didn't do me any good. So yeah, again, this was kind of a test to see physically how I would handle this. It's a big, heavy machine. Probably these trails are pretty narrow and windy. Probably not the best suited machine for these trails, but it handled it just fine. But it's definitely a workout. So probably the worst things I was running into is just some big ruts. I did hit a tree stump at one point that jerked the bars pretty good. I think I may have bent an A-arm because I noticed going back. Now here, as I'm coming up to this bridge here, this one was really tricky because the bridge is really narrow, but there's no way to hit it straight on. And this machine is long, and it doesn't have a real good turning radius, so this presented a real problem. And you'll hear there'll be some cussing here as I'm trying to figure out. And it was off camber too, so I didn't want to get too far to the left because it would, really put the machine at a tilt. But you'll see, I eventually got it through. But excuse me for the language.
Fuck.
Here you see me pull over again. At this point, I tried to be as prepared as I could. I had the GPS maps downloaded for this location to do what's called the short course for the spring fling. I had that into my phone, and I was kind of relying on GPS to show me the right way to go. But to be honest, I couldn't get it figured out. The different views and things. Again, something I need to get better at learning. I thought I'd be able to see where I was at on the trail, so I was basically just going through the trails, not really knowing where I was at. I pulled over here to try to figure out, where the heck am I going? Am I on the right track? And to be honest, I never really could figure it out. I just figured the trail would loop back around at some point and show me how to get back. But eventually, what I ended up doing was just turning around and coming back, before I'd make too many turns, so I would know, how to get back to the trailhead, the staging area. But yeah, so at any rate, I messed around here, couldn't really figure things out, just kept on going, eventually stopped and turned around and started to come back. And it wasn't too long after that coming downhill that I had my crash. But unfortunately, I don't have that on, didn't record that. But anyway, we'll continue on here. Oh man, I forgot about this. I should have added this onto the last clip. But while I was pulled over here, I also the weather when I left from my place here in Eatonville, the weather was kind of overcast and cold and cloudy, and so when I got there to get my gear on to ride, I had a long john shirt on, long sleeve long john shirt, my t-shirt, and then I had my riding coat, which had a quilted liner in it as well, and I also wore some heavier gloves. So, and didn't take long before I realized, and it started warming up as well. Sun came out, started warming up, and I was way too hot with the amount of gear I was wearing. So, also right here, I took off my riding coat, put that in my bag, and then switched from the heavier gloves to a lighter pair of gloves, and then I ended up that was very comfortable at that point, just doing that with that gear. So, yeah, you can see me taking off my coat and getting it put away. So yeah, from that point on, I just wore my lightweight gloves, and very comfortable weather for that amount of gear.
Whew. It's just tracking me. I need to know where I am on that. The fuck? Come on, you fucker.
this little section here was actually pretty fun. Some big, long, rolling whoops. And I was getting pretty comfortable with the machine at this point. I was standing up on the pegs, just kind of riding through these whoops down here to the end, and ended up turning around and coming back and going up that side trail where I came out. But yeah, it's pretty fun, just kind of rolling through these, and you'll hear the machine. But yeah, and I'll tell you what, boy, I not just sore today from the little accident I had, but boy, all my muscles, you can tell I'm out of shape. I'm sore from head to toe from out there riding, but it feels good. Makes you feel alive. Like they say, no pain, no gain.
Whoa!
Well, if you stuck with me this long, I sure appreciate it. This is my first real extended GoPro video that I've done. It's the first one I've done with the new quad, and I'm learning both the GoPro and also the editing of the videos. But just trying to make them a little more interesting. You see so many videos, it's just 30 minutes of footage. There's just somebody going down a trail, and I find those kind of boring. It's like if the first minute looked exactly like the 30th minute, and there's just nothing in between. So at the end of this, I'll have some still pictures that I took. You'll get to see the picture of the crash. It doesn't really look like much in the picture. It's just tipped over on the side. But basically, I hadn't learned from the machine. The machine has tremendous engine braking when you're on the throttle. I think even too much. But when you don't have the throttle on, it freewheels, just almost like you're neutral. And coming down that, when I turned around to come down, boy, sometimes it felt like a runaway train. 1,000 pounds with no braking at all. And I wasn't using a lot of braking at that point. And I came around this left-hand banked corner, which was already going to push it to the left. Too much speed, sent me off to the left to kind of a high wall on the left side of the trail, up onto that wall, and then of course tipped over on me and pinned me. Fortunately, I was able to get my left leg back over to the peg and push hard enough to get my leg out. Then hiked about a half mile down the trail, and I was very fortunate. 3 guys were coming up on enduro bikes. They stopped, asked me if I was okay. Told them, I'm a little banged up, but I'm good. And so they rode up to the quad, and then I proceeded to try to hike up there. And boy, I had to stop about every 10 feet to catch my breath. But as I got closer, I could actually hear the machine start, and wouldn't you know it, they got it tipped back over, and one of the guys rode it back down to where I was at. So I was able to sit there and kind of catch my breath, and then of course used a lot of brakes down the rest of the trail to get back to getting home. So I was pretty depressed going home. Obviously, myself being banged up, and also my brand new machine being torn up pretty good. But fortunately, it could have been a lot worse. I was fortunate to have those guys there that could give me a hand and taught me some valuable lessons about being out riding alone. Could have been a lot worse. So thankful for that. So I'll heal up and fix the machine. Got to figure out why I've got a pull to the right. I think I may have been an A-arm when I hit a tree stump. And then get geared up, and I'll get some. I'm going to get another GoPro to have on the front of the machine, give some more angles, and then also I'll be taking obviously a lot of video at the spring fling coming up here on June 1st. So I'll be looking for that. And if you stuck around this long, again, I really appreciate it, and I look forward to doing some more videos for you. All right, thanks.